My dear students, today the topic of discussion is on kinematic link and pair, which is Kinematics Theory of Machine Module 1 Part 2 PCME 503. Now what is kinematic link? Kinematic link or element, this is a resistant body or a group of resistant bodies with rigid connections preventing their relative movement is known as link or kinematic link. It is also defined as a member or a combination of members of a mechanism connecting other members and having motion relative to them. So in this diagram, this is the diagram of slider crank mechanism. There are four links. The links are frame or guide, crank, connecting rod and slider. So this is used in the IC engine. Now in the case of types of link, so there are three types of link. One is binary link, ternary link and quaternary link. Now what is kinematic pair? The kinematic pair is defined as the joint of two or more links having relative motion between them. So based on this, these kinematic pairs having three categories. Number one, based on the nature of contact between the element. So these under the category of lower pair and as well as higher pair. Now what is lower pair? Lower pair, if the joint by which two members are connected has surface contact, the pair is known as lower pair. So the example is pin joint, shaft rotating in brush, slider in slider crank mechanism. Now what is higher pair? A higher pair is a kinematic pair in which connection between two elements is only a point or line contact. So in the diagram, the ball and roller bearing, it is the example of higher pair, and tooth gearing, so this is the line contact, and this is a cam and follower, this is also the example of higher pair. Next, that is the nature of mechanical constraint. So these are also subclassified into self-closed pair and unclosed or force closed pair. Now self-closed pair, elements of pairs held together mechanically due to their geometry constitute a closed pair. They are also called form closed or self-closed pair. All lower pair and some higher pairs are closed pair, just like this screw pair is also the self-closed pair. Now unclosed or force closed pair, elements of pair held together by the action of external forces constitute unclosed or force closed pair. Example is cam and follower. So this cam and follower is the spring loaded and externally force is applied, and this is used in the operation of valve in the IC engine. Now nature of relative motion. Now number one, prismatic or sliding pair. So what is sliding pair? If the two links have a sliding motion relative to each other, they form a sliding pair. Example is rectangular rod in a rectangular hole in a prism is a sliding pair. Number two, that is the revolute or turning pair. So when one link has a turning or revolving motion relative to the other, they constitute a turning or revolving pair. Circular shaft revolving in slide in a turning pair. Number three, that is the rolling pair. When the links of a pair have a rolling motion relative to each other, they form a rolling pair. A roller wheel or a flat surface or ball or roller bearing. Number four, that is the screw pair. If the two mating links have turning as well as sliding motion between them, they form a screw pair. That is the lead screw, the nut of a lathe is an example of screw pair. Now spherical sphere. When one link in the form of a sphere turn inside a fixed link, this is also called spherical sphere. Now the planar pair. When the two rigid bodies or link have two independent translational motion in the plane and rotational motion around the axis, this is that is perpendicular to the plane, is called the planar pair. Okay, thank you.